Total Extreme Wrestling. This is our all-out show for our AEW save. Yes, it's been a few weeks in the making. Should have got this done a few weeks ago. I do apologize for that, but we are here. We've got the show, and we're going to be booking it here today. And we're going to look to try and catch up as well and get ourselves back on the road to, Full Gear, Revolution. We want to get there. We don't want to be too far behind the current product. In fact, we want to be ahead of the current product so we can really implement our own ideas effectively. So I apologize for the wait, but we are here all out. Let's have a quick little recap of what we've been up to for our save and what we're going to have on our show. So for our all-out show, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, one-on-one. We've still got the Statlander, Kelly, and Priestley storyline going on, so we'll probably do something there. Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida one-on-one for the championship, the women's championship. Cody's been teaming up with Brian Pillman Jr., kind of making him his protege. They're going to take on the Lucha Bros. That should be a good one. Looking forward to that one. We've got the Dark Order. They're feuding with Best Friends at the moment. Not sure if they'll make the card. Maybe the pre-show. FTR and the Young Bucks. We're executing it now at All Out. Instead of waiting for it down the line. Tag titles not on the line on this one. We've got a Future Stars match. So Darby Allin, Miro, Ricky Starks, and Will Hobbs will be in a match. A fatal four-way, and the winner will get a TNT Championship match. We've got the Inner Circles. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara. They'll take on Adam Page and Kenny Omega. That was the original idea, of course. Kenny Omega's out injured. And now it's looking as though we're going to just do Adam Page and Sammy Guevara one-on-one. And then we'll kind of pick up this in the coming weeks when Kenny Omega does return. MJF, Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. That should be a big one. We might be having a big championship change there and having Jon Moxley's reign end. Yep. And finally, Shawn Spears, Matt Hardy have been in a bit of a feud as well. So we'll do that one. Not a bad card. I mean, obviously... we've got some strong matches there. MJF, Jon Moxley should be good. Adam Page, Sammy Guevara will be a nice surprise. I think the Fatal 4-Way Future Stars match might be pretty good. Some low-end talent there will probably hinder it a little bit, but Miro making his debut should be a nice little surprise and a bit of a bump there. FTR and Young Bucks, I'm expecting greatness there. Fingers crossed. I really think Cody and Pillman Jr. versus the Lucha Bros would be a nice surprise as well. Archer and Cage, I like it on paper. I just don't know how it's going to go in TW. So, I feel as though we're maybe we're one match short of really a great, excellent event. I think, if we had the TNT Championship involved elsewhere rather than this tag match, that may have been that one match we're probably looking for. Instead, Cody's the champion, and he'll be the... not defending it, but he'll be involved with Brian Pillman Jr. So, yeah, look, I'm still confident. I'm still really happy with what we're working with. But yeah, there's no doubt. Maybe thinking about it now, maybe one or two matches short of a really solid top to bottom card. But again, look, we're still kind of working with our roster, still trying to tinker with it, still trying to find out who's the guys to push, who not to use, who to use. So. That's going to take time, and hopefully when we get to Full Gear, we can really produce a full top-to-bottom card, because I know the real-life Full Gear show was really good. I really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping that we can do something really similar when we get there, but I'm also hoping All Out's going to be a good one, so I'm confident that we can at least hit on a few areas there. They're going to be great. I know the tag matches will be good. Just a little bit worried about the main event. MJF, Moxley, let's hope, but let's not mess around any further. Let's get into it. And let's start booking this all-out show. I've been waiting forever to get it done, so I just want to see it, see how we go. Absent workers, Kenny Omega's out injured, Awesome Kong is not available as well. But other than that, everyone is free, so we don't have to worry about people no-showing pay-per-views and things like that. We are all good there. Okay. Now, the venue. Now, we need to set some broadcasters first. So let's not forget, this was going to be our first show that we're bringing back the fans. We've decided for a long time, no fans, none of this. We're just going to, just keep doing 100 fans in the building and kind of replicate the COVID situation. Well, now we've decided we're going to go for it. We're going to actually, bring in the fans, and we're going to actually, try and do as much as we can. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really exciting to see the fans back. And I think for our revenue side of things, we really do need to do it badly. So hopefully we can execute as well. So let's pick our arena. So I created an arena called All Elite Wrestling Arena, just a generic name to use as our venue that will hold 500 people. So we're going to allow 500 fans to be in. We could have drew 17,000. So we're not, if we were going to pretend COVID didn't exist, 17,000 people we could have got, which makes me a little bit sad. It makes me sad, but hey, that's just what it is. So instead, we're just going to focus on, getting 500 people in there, and hopefully we can make the most of it and actually generate a little bit more income for us. Because if we look at our finance over the last couple of months, we're in the red by 500,000. Our ticket sales have just been a measly 8,000 people. It's just not good enough, is it? It's nowhere, $8,000 is just not good enough. We're getting 100 people in every single show. It's just not enough. So, especially with us getting more and more workers, expanding our roster, getting bigger names like Miro coming in, we need to make more money. And so this is a way where we might be able to start making a little bit more. So every event, every show, we're going to do 500 people from now on. I know in real life they just did 1,000. So that's probably where we'll go next. We might allow 1,000 in the future. So, alright, so hopefully we can produce a good show. Let's get booking. Alright, it is time for our all-out show. Let's see it. We're going to kick it off with the pre-show. We've got Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Jurassic Express taking on the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver. 53 rated there. Luchasaurus 55. Jungle Boy 56. Silver and Reynolds 38 and 35. Alright, so we had a pre-show slot available. We wanted to kind of get something happening there and figured, a tag match would be fine. That was the only match we did on the pre-show, and of course, Jurassic Express picked up the win. Opening contest, Cody Rhodes and Brian Pillman Jr. versus the Lucha Brothers for 75. Pillman 37, Cody 78, Penta 65, Ray Phoenix 67. Awesome stuff. Really, really good match. Great way to spotlight Brian Pillman Jr., having him in there with some great workers. The Lucha Brothers actually won the match when Eddie Kingston got himself involved and helped distract Brian Pillman Jr., who took the fall in the end. So obviously Pillman Jr. far below the quality of the other guys, but as I said, this is a great chance for him to get involved, even if it's for a short period of time, and potentially build up his popularity for the future. Eddie Kingston then celebrated with Phoenix and Penta, basically reassuring that yes, these guys will work well together and will be maybe a stable going forward. Britt Baker cut a promo on Hikaru Shida as well. We had Shawn Spears versus Broken Matt Hardy one-on-one, and Matt Hardy picked up the win. Look, I'll be honest, I've kind of lost some confidence in Shawn Spears. I just think there's something missing there. No matter what we try, he just can't seem to get over that 39 hurdle. It's okay, 39's not bad, but I just feel like there's other guys on the card that deserve the TV time over Shawn Spears. And I'm probably at the point where I might be on the, starting to kind of job Shawn Spears out a little bit more and maybe even look to release him, because I just can't get him over, and it's just not working. Alright, MJF cut a promo on Jon Moxley for 68, building up to the main event. We then had our Future Stars Fatal 4-Way match. We had Will Hobbs 42, Darby Allin 63, Ricky Starks the worst in the match, surprisingly, for 39, Miro 65. Miro, of course, making his debut, as was Will Hobbs, but Miro the big surprise. We knew about Will Hobbs. Miro picked up the win, and now he will get a TNT Championship match going forward. Will Hobbs apparently was off his game, as was Miro, so if Will Hobbs is on his game, my goodness, he might actually be really, really good. I'm very surprised Ricky Starks only performed at 39. I had a little more confidence in him. But Darby's the flavor of the month, so he got a big boost for that. But overall, really good. That's a strong match there. Miro then announced that he's officially All Elite and promised that he's going to turn things around. He's going to use the opportunity he's got, and he's going to try and become a champion in AEW. Well, now he's got a title match, so he should be able to, at least he's got a chance to do it. He didn't get a chance back at the old place. Now he wants to make the most of the chance he's got now. Karashi took on Britt Baker for a 50 rated match. Karashi 51 and Britt Baker 39. We actually crowned a brand new champion. We gave the belt to Britt Baker in the end. We took a risk. Sheeta's obviously a much better worker, but I just feel as though with the women's division right now, I think focusing on some angles and trying to, boost up and prop up the division through really strong angles may be the key. We're at least going to try that. Sheeta will have good matches and kind of carry people, but I think if everyone can perform quite well in an angle, it might help everybody in a larger scale as well, whereas Sheeta can really only wrestle one person a week or a couple of people a week if you want. But Britt Baker winning the championship thanks to Rebel getting herself involved and distracting Sheeta. Britt Baker used the roll-up for the win. So brand new champion in Britt Baker. Well done, Britt. New AEW Women's Champion. We then had a video package for the Inner Circle versus Adam Page, and of course Kenny Omega involved as well for 57. And Adam Page versus Sammy Guevara, 78 in the end. Page 70, Guevara 67. We had Chris Jericho on commentary. We did steal the show. We took a risk, steal the show. If there was any match on this card that could steal the show, I was either thinking, Cody and the Lucha Bros, maybe FTR and Young Bucks, but I just thought a one-on-one match, Adam Page, Sammy Guevara, two great workers, two young guns, let's see it. And they delivered. 78 is excellent stuff. We then followed up with the Inner Circle beating down Adam Page for 86. Huge segment. The Inner Circle ambushed Adam Page. They beat him down. We were all expecting Kenny Omega to come out for the save. He never showed up. So Page getting beaten down 5-on-1. Tough going for Hangman Adam Page. Lance Archer, Brian Cage video package, 53. And we had a 63 rated match between the two big boys. Lance Archer 56, Brian Cage 61. And we finished it with a draw, a double count out. Look, you got two big guys going at it. You just can't have either guy lose, really. So we took it out to the crowd. We did a double count out in the end. They kept fighting through the crowd. And maybe they'll meet each other down the line again. Or we could just kind of call it even and move both guys on, which is probably what we should do. Just, alright, both guys are even. Maybe they'll meet again at some point. But for now, they'll go their separate directions. So, that's one way you can kind of get yourself out of a hole. Who takes the loss in this type of match? It's hard to pick, but probably what we've learned out of this is maybe Brian Cage is a little bit further ahead of Lance Archer. So if we're going to pick one big guy to maybe push, I thought maybe Lance, but I think Brian Cage might be the one, especially if he's got Taz with him as well. And that's a good combination to have. So we wanted to kind of break some matches up and have another women's match. So we did a spotlight match for Abaddon. We had to destroy Shanna in a few minutes. And yeah, it didn't quite work out. 17 rated, Abaddon 29, Shanna 31. Not quite what the crowd wanted to see. So they kind of were very much against it. But hey, look, I thought maybe it was worth a try, worth a risk, trying to get Abaddon some TV time on pay-per-view. I thought maybe that might be a great way to try and get her over, but maybe not. I still think Abaddon, she's not really utilized very well at the moment. She's still pretty green, she's still very new, but with her gimmick, her look, it's very different. I think there's something there, and I want to try and see if we can get something out of Abaddon, so I'm going to continue to try and push her, which is why we gave her the pay-per-view match here. We had an FTR promo, a Young Bucks promo on FTR, and 57 for that one. Alright, I'm a little bit nervous about this match. We went for a spectacle between FTR and Young Bucks. So this is a little bit risky. I wanted to try and see if we can get something crazy. We even did a big bump. Matt Jackson's going to take a big bump, so I'm hopeful that things go okay. So let's have a look. 72. Okay. So FTR beat the Young Bucks after Tully Blanchard interfered and helped them hit their finish. Nick Jackson 71, Matt Jackson 77, Cash Wheeler 59, Dax 63. All teams had a chemistry bonus as well. Jackson took a big bump, and everyone got through unscathed by the looks. So we went with FTR getting the big win, whilst the Young Bucks are doing really, really well. I just think FTR could really use a bit more popularity to have some stronger matches. Plus, FTR, I feel, are just an amazing team, and really, if they had 70 pop or something big like that, they would be just killing it. Young Bucks, they do perform so well despite the fact that they don't have that amazing popularity. So again, they probably are a team you got to keep pushing, but FTR, they're new to AEW, and I figured they needed to win that little bit more. Chris Statlander took on Priscilla Kelly for 43, and we gave Chris Statlander the win. So again, another women's match to try and break things up a little bit. Statlander 41, Priscilla 39, and that will pretty much end this rivalry between Bea Priestley, Priscilla Kelly, and Chris Statlander 43 for the match. We had an angle with the Dark Order. They had a run-in with Jungle Boy, kind of advancing the storyline. And we're kind of setting up a Brody Lee and Luchasaurus showdown in the future. We didn't want to have it on this show because we've already had a big guy match. So I think on the next Dynamite or the one after, we'll probably set up for Luchasaurus and Brody Lee, a big match there. Two big guys going at it. Should be an interesting one as well. 55 for that segment. And we're getting ready for our main event. Jim Ross had the pleasure of interviewing Jon Moxley about MJF for 72, and good stuff. That's a good promo to advance the storyline. Fingers crossed we can deliver a strong main event. Let's keep advancing. Here it is, MJF and Jon Moxley, 80 rated. Wow, I am very surprised about an 80 rated performance. We had MJF become the new AEW champion. Wardlow distracting MJF with a handful of tights. Probably the Dynamite Diamond Ring as well involved, of course. Wow. 80 rated. Jon Moxley, 85. That is the performance I have been waiting for. He decided to step it up in the main event of a pay-per-view. And MJF, 68, considering his popularity, is massive as well. Moxley took a stunt bump, so he took a big bump in the match as well. Might have really helped it a lot by the looks of it. Yeah, I am very, very happy. That may be our best match in the series, or if not, gotta be up there. That is really, really good. Alright, and then afterwards, MJF and Wardlow celebrated MJF's big win, and they went over the top. They went into the crowd. They're just being ridiculous. As Moxley could watch on in the ring, very disappointed with himself, upset that he lost the championship. And MJF's big reign, we took a plunge. Look, he's young, he's the hot thing in wrestling, I feel. He's the next big thing. You got to take a chance. Moxley's had his run, and look, Moxley, we can move him on and get him the title shot again in the future, whatever. But I think MJF, just the promos alone as champion will be great. He probably won't be champion for long. I don't think someone like him should be champion for long. But, this is a way to make him a made man. I think if the sooner we can get MJF's popularity to, that massive 70 plus 80 mark, the better. He will be delivering. He will carry everybody in every segment that he's in because his mic skills are that good. So that's something we really want to try and work on. Well, we had an overall of 74 in the end, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. Look, we could have maybe tried for a little bit more. We had, good opening match. Adam Page Guevara was good. I feel like FTR and Young Bucks were a little bit disappointing. Maybe we should have held off on going with that match until FTR had some more pop. But they've got to beat someone of some credibility to get that pop. Will Hobbs was very impressive. Miro as well, but obviously the main event was massive. MJF, Jon Moxley was great, so I'm going to give both of those guys some praise, especially Moxley. You know, he put over MJF, so I've got to give him some praise. And you know, look, let's go Will Hobbs. I'm gonna compliment him on a good performance. I was pleasantly surprised, so let's go with that. And everybody seemed pleased by that, so I'm very pleased by that result. Okay, let's take a look at the fallout from All Out. We had 179,000 viewers on TV or internet streaming. We had 179,000 buys. So it's the same amount. Okay, so 175,000 buys. That's fine. Okay, and all that is old news. We won't worry about that. So 179,000 buys. That's pretty good. I think that should be good for our financial situation, which we might have a look. So ticket sales, you can see, maybe $17,000 we made from having the gate there, which is pretty good. In terms of pay-per-view revenue, it's actually a little bit lower than what we've been doing, so that's not so great. Quite significantly lower, so we're going to definitely be in the red again. So we're not making that much money off having 500 fans in the building, but obviously it's got to be far better than having 8,000. We might get $100,000 a month in ticket sales, which will definitely help our financial situation, because I know Tony Khan's, he's not going to be happy for all that much longer if we keep on losing his money. Alright, let's have a look. So here we go, 500 people attended, 179,000 buys. Very, very good. Happy with that. New Japan, they had a big show, 53 rated, just a regular show. I think NXT UK, they had a pay-per-view, 66 rated. Alexander Wolf beat Finn Balor in the main event. Yikes. So there you go. Alright, well, obviously, we are in week 4, Sunday, so we could advance and move on to the next month. So we might do that, and then we'll go ahead and take a look and see all the popularity changes, which I'm very excited to see. Hopefully, it is positive news for us. I'm pretty confident it will be. We had some great performances there, mixed in with some new guys, really getting a chance to shine. I think I'm happy with the fact that we were able to really get some of those new guys involved. We're not really just pushing the same guys. We're getting some new names in there, which I think is so important for us. Some news, Finn Balor's gone from NXT UK. Well, he had a match, lost, and he's out of there, probably for the best. So our finance, end of month, we lost 697,000. So again, we lost even more money this month. And our sponsorship money was way down. Our merchandise was up. Ticket sales obviously up. Pay-per-view revenue way down as well. We spent a little bit more on our workers as well. Everything else is about the same. So yeah, we're going to have some issues if we don't start making some money soon. But let's take a look at the popularity changes, and we'll start with our major guys. Okay, and it looks like MJF might have joined this club. Adam Page, 61, 62 popularity now. A small increase of 1 or 2 there for him in the end, which is fantastic. Jericho's at 83, 82, even though he had a great segment there. You can see he's still rising, which is amazing. Cody potentially might have lost a little bit of pop, after taking a loss. Not a lot, just a 1 or 2 in a couple of areas, that's okay. Moxley, okay. Moxley went down by 4, -4. That's a tough pill to swallow. That's what you're gonna do. If you want to put someone over, you're gonna have to sacrifice someone. Moxley 71. I feel like he can get it back. I'm confident he can get it back, but it's a bit of a tough loss there. MJF now at 62. So he was at 57, now at 62. That's huge. Well, he originally started at 54. So we've got him from 54 to 62. If we can keep that going, we can get him to 70 and be right there with Moxley. I tell you what, MJF may be the best guy in our roster. I really believe that. Who else? Jake Hager, 57 now, huge. Matt Jackson, 57, so a -1. That's okay, not too bad. Miro, 59. Okay, so we debuted at 59. So a 65 performance from Miro with 59 pop is not too bad. I think the plan is probably for him to take the belt from Cody and become the TNT champion for a bit and really put him over that way and get him kind of get him rolling. Who else we got? So Brian Cage, 48. Doesn't seem like any change from him, which is a shame. Cash Wheeler, 56 now. So he was at 51, and after beating the Young Bucks, they're at 56. So they're basically the same popularity. Is Dax the same as well? Yes, so they are basically the same popularity as the Young Bucks after beating them, which is, as we said, awesome. So if we ever do go for a rematch, which I'm sure we probably will at some point, both teams are right next to each other in terms of popularity, which is great. And that really makes the FTR much more valuable for us. And I think basically that FTR Young Bucks match was a #1 contenders match. So we'll probably have Inner Circle versus FTR for the championships down the line. Darby Allin, 42. Good effort from him, but no change. Definitely want to keep pushing Darby. Definitely want to try and elevate him into the 50s. So that's something we're going to start working on soon. Archer, 46. We haven't had any luck in getting him any popularity so far. Ortiz, mid-40s. Well, high 40s. Penta, 44 now. He beat Cody, and he jumped up by 2 points, which is very valuable. Ray Phoenix, 46. He jumped up 3 points that month, which is awesome. And Sammy Guevara, my goodness, he has gotten some popularity. He's now at 53. He's jumped up by 10 points in the first 3 months of the save. And who has he beaten? Well, he's got 5 wins, 4 losses, but he's averaging 72. He may have the highest average. The highest average out of everyone, I reckon. That is very, very impressive. He is on fire. Santana, mid-40s as well. Let's keep going down. Britt Baker, she won the championship. She's now got 35, 36. Yeah, just 35 across the board. And no change despite beating Sheeta, which is kind of weird. I suppose they had very similar popularity, so yeah, okay. I thought maybe we would have got something out of that. Not to be. Eddie Kingston made his big debut on pay-per-view with the Lucha Bros. No change for him. He probably on the way down rather than up, unfortunately. Jungle Boy, he had a win with Luchasaurus. They're still at 39. That's okay. Luchasaurus, yeah, 39 as well. And Wardlow, well, he had some big segments. He's now into the 40s. So he started at 35. He's got 41, 42. Again, Wardlow now becoming quite valuable as well, which is fantastic. And all the rest, well, Abaddon, she had a win. Didn't help her at all. Yeah, that's probably about it. No one else really featuring all that much. I suppose Brian Pillman Jr. So yeah, let's have a look. So he started at 20 across the board. He actually went down, and he's still going down. Wow. What is going on there? He's got bad momentum, I suppose, because he's losing all these matches everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I suppose he's probably lost nearly every match with us. 3-3, okay, not so bad. But again, he's averaging 63. You probably would have thought he'd be doing better than that. But yeah, not to be. I'm a little disappointed about that. I actually thought he would have gained a big jump, but in the end, he's gained absolutely nothing. Sean Spears, 35. He's just on the way down, and no surprise there. He's struggling. Ricky Starks had a good night. Got himself a chance to be spotlighted, and he's gained a little bit of popularity as well. And Will Hobbs, he was really good that night. He's gone from 12 up to 14. So, as you can see, there's some nice progression that has been made. And I'm quite happy about that. So, we're starting to make a few inroads, which is very, very positive. We just got to keep that going. As simple as that. We just got to keep on doing what we're doing. So let's have a look. So All Out was our second best show. Fight for the Fallen was slightly better. And as for best matches, well, Cody and Ray Phoenix is still our best. MJF and Moxley was the second best, tied with Young Bucks Private Party and the Sex Gods versus Adam Page in a handicap match. So we've had 4 matches 80 plus so far, which is obviously great. We've had a few close. But I feel like now, after some popularity changes we've just experienced, we're going to see a lot more matches close to that 80 mark very, very soon. And not even on pay-per-view, just on Dynamite in general. Alright, as we move on from All Out, we've got a few new storylines that I've just created. So let's take a look at them. So, of course, coming out of All Out, we know that Cody Rhodes and Miro will face off with one another. So that is for the TNT Championship. We are going to obviously continue Sheeta and Baker. We're probably going to wrap up the Dark Order situation with the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy Jurassic Express probably after the next couple of Dynamites, so that won't be around for too much longer. FTR and Young Bucks will continue. Inner Circle and Adam Page situation, that will continue. We're going to go with Matt Hardy and Brian Cage. The problem we've got is our mid-card. They're mainly all kind of tag guys, or they're already in a program. The only people that are really available is Darby Allin. That's really about it. Matt Hardy was available. Brian Cage, Lance Archer. So I didn't want to go with Brian Cage and Darby Allin because it's been posted all over AEW TV, and I wanted to try and do something a little bit different for our save. So I'm going to go Brian Cage and Matt Hardy. So we'll see how that goes. Brian Cage may be able to use Matt Hardy as a guy to kind of get him a little bit over. And Hardy and Taz back and forth with Mike. That also might help out as well. MJF, Jon Moxley will continue. And obviously we're forming the family with Eddie, Kingston, Ray Phoenix, and Penta. I figured, well, since Cody's now doing his own thing with Miro, Dustin Rhodes, QT, and we'll keep Brian Pillman Jr. in the mix, I figured that might be a nice little feud to keep things going in that direction, with probably Eddie Kingston's crew winning. It's an easy win, and we might have some decent matches there. So it's a way to fill in a month or two's worth of TV. I do regret deleting the original storyline. I probably should have just altered it and kept the Cody Rhodes storyline going. Instead, I deleted it and started a fresh one. I'm regretting it now, but look, it is, I guess, a new storyline in a way, or continuation of an old one, but with a big tweak, but whatever. And look, obviously, I felt as though coming out of that Future Stars match, Will Hobbs was so impressive, and I was a little bit disappointed with Ricky Starks, so let's make a storyline out of it. All the talk from the match was how impressive Will Hobbs was, so Ricky Starks isn't going to be thrilled about that, and he's going to be determined to have the spotlight shine bright on him instead. So this rivalry will be about who's the better guy out of the two upstarts. And, everyone was talking about Will Hobbs. Ricky Starks has got a big ego. He couldn't really handle that. So nice little way to try and get both guys on TV and kind of get their careers rolling. Like I said, we could try and do a few more. We might probably add a women's storyline as well. But a lot of things, a lot of guys in the mid-card, we could do something with Best Friends. I was thinking maybe Orange Cassidy and Lance Archer, but again, I'm not sure if that's a great idea. Maybe. And Inner Circle, they're all wrapped up with Adam Page's situation. That's a lot of guys in our roster. So yeah, mid-card is a bit of an issue at the moment, just singles-wise, tag-wise, that's okay. I'm thinking I've got Matt Cardona and Matt Sydal. I haven't debuted them yet. Might be trying to find a spot for them as well, get them in the mix and use them in some sort of way, because I really want Darby Allin to find an opponent, but I don't really have one for him yet. Matt Sydal and Darby Allin would be pretty good matches, I feel, so that might be a good option. So yeah, we're struggling a little bit to find some opponents for some guys in the mid-card, because like I said, everyone's kind of locked up in situations already. Now, in saying that, we will make a few roster cuts. I realized that we still got Jimmy Havoc on our roster, so it might be time to let him go. So I will release him. I'm also going to release Sabatino. I'm going to let him go. So Tino Sabatelli, going to let him walk. As for that, yeah, look, some other women that we probably could get rid of, but yeah, look, for the most part, that will do for now. But we might try and cut a few more guys in the future if need be, because obviously we've got a big budget, big budget in the red. So we probably do need to scale things back a little bit. I know what we just did won't help at all, but it might be an option. And someone like Eddie Kingston, 39 pop, but he's still considered to be, quite down on the card. He's someone that we, a lot of guys on our roster right now are in that same situation that we really need to prop up and get them in the spot that we want them to be, in that middle to upper mid card. So that'll be our plan going forward. But with that being said, we will wrap up this episode here, and we'll have more TW coming for you coming up very soon for the month of September. We've got some fans back, so we're able to try and boost up our ticket sales for now. But our next pay-per-view will be Full Gear. We don't have anything until then, unfortunately. But we'll try and maybe do a Dynamite special or something in between all that there. So looking forward to that one. Should be exciting indeed. Our best Dynamite's still 72, so we've got a little bit of work to do. Want to try and have some good ones heading into All Out. And now that we've got some new champs, some new storylines building, some new stars on the horizon, we've got some good things planned, so I'm really looking forward to it. So we'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like on it, that would be fantastic. Subscribe to see more. Check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for more. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next episode.